In a world where digital devices have become indispensable companions of childhood, artificial intelligence is quietly and imperceptibly transforming the process of growing up. Modern children interact with smart algorithms long before they learn to read. From educational applications that adapt to the pace of learning material, to virtual assistants answering endless childlike "why?" AI becomes an invisible mentor for the new generation. But behind the scenes of this technological revolution, a complex ethical drama unfolds. Who determines the values that algorithms imperceptibly transmit to children? How to maintain a balance between the convenience of ready answers and the necessity of developing independent thinking? How can parents exercise conscious control over technologies whose operating principles often remain a mystery to them? These questions extend far beyond technical discussions. They touch upon the fundamental foundations of upbringing and personality formation in the digital age. Digital toys have undergone a colossal evolutionary journey over the past 3 decades. Remember the first electronic pets of the 90s? Those primitive devices with a few buttons and pixelated screens foreshadowed a technological revolution in children's entertainment. A child would press buttons, receive a predictable reaction, a simple interaction scheme without variability or adaptation. With the advent of the 2000s, the first educational applications appeared, offering a standardized experience. Identical tasks for all users, linear progress, a universal learning pace. The world of children's digital platforms was static and predictable. A new era began with the introduction of artificial intelligence elements. Modern applications analyze task completion speed, types of errors, and preferences in activity selection. Algorithms create a unique digital landscape for each child. A math program can slow down the pace when difficulties with fractions arise, or offer more complex tasks upon noticing a special interest in geometry. We are observing a fundamental shift from passive content consumption to an interactive dialogue with a system that adapts to individual characteristics. This shift opens up unprecedented opportunities for personalized learning, but simultaneously creates previously unseen risks. When an algorithm independently decides what to show a child and what to hide, the question arises: who controls this filtering process? Imagine a child asking a smart speaker, "Is it okay to lie sometimes?" The artificial intelligence, analyzing the context, responds, "A small lie can sometimes help avoid conflicts." This moment could be a turning point in shaping a child's morality. Unlike a parent, who would explain the nuances and consequences, AI gives a concise answer, lacking its own moral stance. Algorithms become invisible architects of children's ethics, shaping their understanding of good and evil through thousands of micro-interactions. Children perceive technology as an authority, neutral, omniscient, impeccable. They are not yet capable of critically evaluating the answers they receive, not understanding that behind a recommendation are lines of code written by people with their own beliefs. Psychologists note a troubling phenomenon. Children often trust the objective answers of a machine more than the subjective opinions of their parents. When a child regularly turns to AI for advice in ethical situations, a special type of moral outsourcing is formed, transferring responsibility for decision-making to an external system. This undermines the development of an internal moral compass, which is formed precisely through independent resolution of ethical dilemmas. The seamlessness of interaction with modern AI systems poses a particular danger. The absence of visible boundaries between human and machine judgment blurs for the child the understanding of the source of moral attitudes. Values are transmitted not through explicit teaching, but through imperceptible algorithmic preferences. What stories are offered, what decisions are encouraged, What questions are ignored? Just ask the assistant. A phrase that is changing the cognitive landscape of modern childhood. In a world where the answer is one query away, a new type of thinking is being formed. A child, faced with a math problem, instead of attempting to solve it independently, increasingly turns to a digital assistant. Neural networks instantly provide not only the answer, but also a detailed solution with an explanation. Convenient? Absolutely. Dangerous? Perhaps even more so than we realize. Psychologists are noting an alarming phenomenon: intellectual procrastination. Children postpone mental effort, knowing that an algorithm will always come to their aid. The cognitive muscle, not receiving regular loads, atrophies. The paradox of modern education. Technologies designed to enhance intelligence risk weakening its foundation. The brain, accustomed to ready-made solutions, loses the ability to overcome cognitive barriers independently. Neurobiologists confirm key synaptic connections are formed precisely during moments of intellectual tension, when a child balances on the brink of understanding and misunderstanding. These moments of frustration, which modern children increasingly avoid with the help of AI, are critically important for the development of cognitive resilience. A fundamental question arises: how to find a balance between technological support and the need to overcome productive difficulties. Parents and educators face a difficult choice: to forbid the use of intelligent assistants, risking leaving the child in a technological vacuum, or to allow unlimited access, potentially undermining the development of independent thinking. Behind the colorful interfaces of children's applications lies an invisible arbiter: the content filtering algorithm. This digital system makes thousands of micro-decisions every second. What video to suggest next? What story to tell? What answer to give to a child's question? But who programs the ethical rules of this invisible mentor? Modern recommendation algorithms face a task that humanity has pondered for millennia: the codification of morality and cultural norms. Developers are forced to translate complex ethical nuances into lines of code, creating simplified models of good and evil, acceptable and unacceptable. Cultural relativism adds another layer of complexity. What is considered permissible in one family or culture may be taboo in another. Of particular concern is the phenomenon of filter bubbles. When an algorithm, striving to maximize engagement, offers a child more and more content similar to what has already piqued their interest. A child who shows curiosity about dinosaurs receives an endless stream of material about prehistoric animals, but may never learn about the existence of astronomy or architecture. The digital world shrinks to a comfort zone, depriving the developing personality of encountering diverse ideas and worldviews. Paradoxically, technology capable of providing access to the entire spectrum of human knowledge often, in practice, creates informational cocoons that limit the horizons of understanding. Behind the colorful icons of children's apps lies an invisible conflict, a clash of corporate values and family traditions. When a child opens an educational program, they unconsciously become a participant in a complex game of influences. On one side are algorithms created by technology companies with specific commercial interests and the worldview of their developers. On the other are parental attitudes, formed over years within a specific cultural and social context. This conflict unfolds imperceptibly, but its consequences can be significant. A parent raising a child in the traditions of minimalism and conscious consumption may discover that their daughter's favorite app subtly promotes the values of material success through game rewards and virtual purchases. A family adhering to certain religious views finds that an educational platform offers scientific explanations that contradict their beliefs. What appears particularly alarming is that these value conflicts often remain invisible to parents. Algorithms operate through micro-interactions, small encouragements, imperceptible recommendations, subtle emphases in the presentation of information. The formation of preferences occurs not through direct statements, but through thousands of small choices that the system makes for the child. Who gave commercial platforms the right to shape our children's worldview? This question becomes central to the discussion about the ethics of children's applications. Technology companies claim they are merely providing tools, but the boundaries between providing opportunities and actively influencing become blurred in the world of personalized recommendations. In the era of smart algorithms, parental control takes on a new dimension. Traditional tools like screen time limits and blocking undesirable websites no longer meet the challenges of the AI era. Modern parents face a paradoxical situation. They entrust their children's upbringing to systems whose operating principles they themselves do not understand. This information asymmetry becomes a key problem in digital parenting. How does one control something that operates like a black box? Innovative solutions come to the rescue. Next-generation analytical dashboards allow parents to see not only what their child is watching, but also why the algorithm suggested that particular content. Some platforms are implementing an "zero" function, translating the algorithm's technical decisions into understandable language. This video is recommended because your child is interested in dinosaurs and shows an inclination towards natural sciences. Joint settings are gaining particular popularity, tools that allow parents and children to jointly determine the parameters of recommendation systems. This not only increases transparency, but also becomes an educational moment where the family discusses values and preferences. The balance between protection and autonomy remains a fine line. Excessive control risks undermining a child's ability to make independent decisions, while complete freedom in the algorithmic space leaves them vulnerable to manipulation. The gold standard of modern parental oversight is not total filtering, but rather gradually teaching the child to navigate the digital world with ever-expanding boundaries of independence. Digital literacy has long ceased to be merely a set of technical skills. In modern families, it is becoming a fundamental value, akin to honesty or respect for elders. When parents and children together explore the capabilities and limitations of artificial intelligence, a special culture of technological interaction is formed. Family discussions about how recommendation algorithms work or why a chatbot gave a certain answer turn into important moments of collaborative learning. These conversations over dinner or before bedtime lay the foundations for critical thinking much more effectively than any school IT lessons. Parents who ask, "Why do you think this answer is correct?" instead of simply forbidding the use of AI, help children develop the skill of conscious interaction with technology. Moments when the family collectively discovers errors or limitations of artificial intelligence become particularly valuable. A child who sees a parent critically evaluating information from an authoritative digital source receives a crucial lesson. Technology is created by people and is not the ultimate truth. Collaborative creativity using AI tools is another way to foster a healthy attitude towards technology. When a child and parent together come up with prompts for generating images or stories, technology becomes not a substitute for human interaction, but its catalyst. This approach transforms artificial intelligence from a potential threat into a tool for strengthening family bonds and transmitting values from generation to generation. Transparency and trust are becoming cornerstones in the world of children's AI applications. Developers face a unique ethical challenge: to create products that not only capture a child's attention, but also adhere to high moral standards. The key principle here is algorithm explainability. A parent has the right to know not only what is being shown to their child, but also why. Modern ethical standards require that complex technological solutions be translated into language understandable to people without specialized education. This is not just a technical task, but a philosophical shift in the attitude towards users. The international community is actively working on formalizing these requirements. The European Union is promoting the AI for Children initiative, establishing mandatory transparency standards for all applications targeting minors. UNICEF has developed guidelines for the ethical use of AI in products for children, with a special emphasis on the need for parental understanding of how algorithms work. Leading companies are implementing ethical passports for their applications, documents disclosing the principles of AI operation, data sources for training, and potential risks. This new industry norm is gradually shifting the balance of power between developers and families, returning control to parents over children's digital experiences. The future of children's applications lies in open systems, where algorithmic decisions become a subject of public discussion, not a trade secret. When we talk about AI applications for children, we often overlook a crucial aspect: cultural diversity. Modern AI platforms, created in Silicon Valley or Shenzhen's tech parks, spread across the globe, bringing with them not only technology, but also hidden cultural codes. Algorithms trained on Western data transmit a specific worldview, from individualism to particular family values. A child in Nairobi, Delhi, or Lima interacting with such systems imperceptibly immerses themselves in a cultural paradigm that may significantly differ from local traditions. Technological homogenization becomes a real threat to cultural diversity. When children worldwide receive the same answers to their questions, a uniform global worldview is formed, erasing local peculiarities. Progressive developers are aware of this problem and are implementing culturally adaptive algorithms. Such systems consider geographical and cultural context, offering content that resonates with local values. For instance, in matters of family relations or historical events, AI can provide answers that take into account local specificities. Parents and educators play a special role in this process. They become cultural translators, helping children contextualize the information received from AI. When an adult discusses a digital assistant's answers with a child, they are not just checking their factual accuracy, but also embedding them into the family's cultural context. The future of global AI platforms lies in the balance between universality and cultural sensitivity, between technological efficiency and respect for the diversity of human values. The future of ethical AI education is impossible without a strategic partnership between educational institutions, parent communities, and technology companies. We are witnessing the birth of a new ecosystem where each party makes a unique contribution. Schools in Finland and Singapore have already integrated courses into their curricula, where children not only use artificial intelligence, but also critically analyze the principles of its operation. These classes are conducted jointly by teachers and IT specialists, creating a bridge between theory and practice. Parent associations are becoming crucial participants in the dialogue, shaping the demand for algorithmic transparency and ethical guarantees. In the Netherlands, the parent union Digital Childhood developed a charter for ethical AI, which has been signed by leading developers of children's applications. Technology giants have also recognized their responsibility towards young users. Google launched the AI Literacy Labs program, where school children explore the capabilities and limitations of neural networks under the guidance of experienced mentors. Microsoft invests in the creation of open educational resources that explain the principles of artificial intelligence in language accessible to children. The model of public ethics councils, where representatives of all stakeholders jointly develop recommendations for developers, appears particularly promising. Such councils are already operating in South Korea and Canada, becoming a platform for constructive dialogue between technologists, educators, and parents. The key success factor is a long-term vision, the understanding that we are raising not just technology users, but creators of a digital future capable of setting ethical frameworks for the next generations of artificial intelligence. We have reached the end of our journey through the ethical labyrinths of artificial intelligence in the world of childhood. Like seafarers of the past, parents and educators today need a reliable compass to guide the younger generation through the ocean of digital opportunities, avoiding dangerous reefs and whirlpools. This compass is formed by several key principles. First and foremost, awareness. Technology should not be a black box in family life. Parents need to understand the basic principles of how algorithms affect their children's development. The second principle is balance. Artificial intelligence should complement human interaction, not replace it. No neural network, no matter how perfect, can convey the emotional depth and nuances of live communication. The third principle is critical thinking. Our task is to raise a generation that will perceive technology not as an infallible authority, but as a tool created by people with all their inherent limitations and biases. The fourth principle is cultural contextualization. Global technological solutions must respect local values and traditions. The fifth principle is joint exploration. Parents and children who discover the digital world together create the foundation for a healthy technological worldview. The future of ethical regulation in this area depends on all of us. Every parent choosing an application for their child, every educator integrating technology into the educational process, every developer programming recommendation algorithms. All of us are responsible for creating a healthy digital environment. We stand on the threshold of an era when artificial intelligence will become an integral part of growing up. And our task is to ensure that this era is an era of flourishing human potential, not its limitation.